what does it mean to be chosen? When we say something is chosen, what does it mean to be chosen? Let's say I have two apples, right? One very juicy looking and very healthy, very solid, right? And the other is rotten. And I ask you to pick one. Which one would you pick? It's an obvious choice, right? You pick the one that is ripe and green and juicy and all of that, right? But you know what just happened? You didn't choose that one. That one chose you. It's that when you're a teacher and you have two kids before you, when you're a teacher and you have two kids before you, one very brilliant kid and the other is a very hard nut. I mean, is stubborn and all of that, right? I mean, he doesn't even want to sit in your class. This kid doesn't want to even sit in your class, and you're asked to make a choice. Let's say you have a party, right? And you're one invite short. You're one invite short. So you decide to pick one of these students. Which one would you pick? I bet you pick the smart one. Do you know why? Because the smart one already picked you. The smart one already picked you. So what does it mean to choose? What does it mean to choose? To make a choice is for you to outrightly choose between two identical things that none of the things has an influence over you. That is when you make a choice. When you make a choice and the choice you're making does not have influence on you. So in our generation today, most of the choices we make are influenced. The school you go to, the kind of bag you buy, the kind of shoes you have, the kind of schools you take your children to, the kind of job you want to do. Growing up, the kind of profession you want to enter. These are all choices that are influenced because we see them. Why do you think most children become what their parents do? Why do you think if you have a child, if you have a father that is a doctor, the probability of the children becoming doctors are high? Why do you think that? Because those choices are not made. Those choices are influenced. So what does it mean to be chosen? What does it mean when you say the Almighty says, I chose you? I chose you. What it means is that the Almighty wasn't influenced in this choice. The Almighty wasn't influenced. It's like picking two perfect items, similar, like identical twins. The Almighty has no influence. Nobody influences his choice. Nothing influences his choice. He decides to choose you out of the bunch and say, not because you're pretty, not because you're tall, not because you're handsome, not because you're hardworking, not because you speak well, not because you've been to the best schools. When the Almighty decides to pick you, he picks you with no influence. He just decided to choose you and pick you and use you for the purpose to which that he intends to do. This is what it means for the Almighty to say that I've chosen you, that you are a chosen generation. Meaning it's not nothing you did. So stop feeling all righteous and all spiritual and stop feeling like you've done everything right. No. You didn't do anything right. The Almighty just chose you because he decided to. Simply because he decided to choose you. You didn't influence his decision. You didn't influence his choice. He chose you. So the next time you hear the word you are chosen, you should be mindful. It's nothing that you did. It's nothing that you did. It has nothing to do with your money, your qualification, the education, the friends you have around you. It has nothing to do with that. He chose you because he decided to choose you with no influence. Have a great day. I love you. Shalom.